Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Messed up there for a second.
Anyway, basically, what do you like about the Sonic comics?
Well, I mean, also I was a child.
You're still a child.
The only I do actually like comic books, and I like the. By the way, this is like the best music in the game.
Oh yeah,
that we're just
this
gonna
music
talk
is
over.
incredible.
No, it is.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh, okay.
I'm not making fun of you for liking this music.
The Sonic comic is basically single-handedly responsible for the fact that I have any affection for like the bizarre way that comic books tell stories, where it's just because even though it was about Sonic the Hedgehog, it still had all the tropes. There was like there was time travel, there was alternate dimensions. You know, there were like multiple versions of Sonics from different dimensions. At one point, like Sonic defeats Dr. Robotnik, he like kills Dr. Robotnik, but then Dr. Robotnik gets replaced with a robotic version of Dr. Robotnik from another dimension.
Robotnik?
Robotnik. I'm not making that up. That's canon.
So how long do they keep up with Robotnik instead of calling him Eggman in the comics?
They kept up with it longer than the games did, for sure.
Okay. Because I'm still waiting for them to bring that back. Because I'm like,
I know.
That's what I'm from. I'm from the era where Robotnik was Robotnik, not Eggman.
Listen, I imagine anyone watching this is going to disagree with you.
There are a lot of people that prefer Eggman.
You know, at the moment I
right?
said that, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But of course, it's the generational thing. Anyone who played the games where it was Robotnik,
I like my villains to be vaguely racist. is all I'm saying.
See, the funny thing is, because, I grew up, I was born after the Cold War ended. Or maybe right before.
You were born right before the Cold War.
Like, right as the Cold War was ending. So, I knew nothing of this whole Soviet thing. So I never even put the connection between, like, Dr. Robotnik, like, that he was supposed to be some kind of, like, Soviet, like, scientist or something. Like, I never got any of that.
Oh, wait, did the Cold War end in 94?
No.
Something important in Russian history happened in 94. I'm really fuzzy on my European history. Even though
now that I'm thinking about it, I actually have no idea. I realize.
Do you want to fact? Is it important to fact search?
I believe I'm confusing the end of the Cold War with the Berlin Wall coming down.
I think you are, which was 89 or 88 or something.
Which was 89, I believe. But was that not?
Here's the thing.
You know what? I don't know.
We're both very smart people. Just because the only non-Sonic fact that we've said so far is something that neither of us know.
No. It's just all my knowledge is in Sonic the Hedgehog comic book plots. So, unfortunately,
that's all you know. And everything I know has to do with weird Sonic Adventure Easter eggs and what track comes in what position on Led Zeppelin albums.
No, but yeah, sure. Sorry, I got a little lost there. But I was gonna say that the plot of the Sonic comic book, which was what inspired the Saturday morning cartoon show, which a lot of people know from that generation, was just like Sonic has a band of freedom fighters that live in a underground village called Knothole Village that they get through like a tree stump, and then I don't know, they fight.
Were you reading The Hobbit?
They fight Robotnik, and it's kind of, just like the games, how these robots here, when you pop them, animals come out.
Right.
So it was the same.
So they just contextually give a story to what you're doing.
So like his whole thing was like he stole animals. Or like all the people in the world are animals, obviously, and turns them into robots. But it was a little more like in the video game here, when you pop them, the animals come out. Mm-hmm. But in the comic book, it was a little darker, where like once you became a robot, that was basically it. Like you were just a robot. And then like much later, there were a couple characters that got turned into robots that like regained their not their humanity or their animality, but they gained their
bestiality,
their sentience. They regained, so they were still robots, but they knew what was up.
Right, and so now they just had to live with the fact that they were no longer.
I can't get the shield. There we go. Yeah, and
speaking of something, I have something similar to add to that, and this is all secondhand. I haven't looked this up for myself, and this is not about Sonic, but it's another weird thing that's in a video game.
Sounds gregreat.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm already in favor of it.
All the blocks in Mario are supposed to be were once living people in Mushroom Kingdom turned to stone that you're haphazardly jumping on and destroying.
That was what it said in the manual.
In the manual is the only place that it said that.
Yeah, for the very first Super Mario game. Like, I guess they were trying to explain why it was called a kingdom, but the only person you ever saw was Mario,
right.
and it was just bricks everywhere, and so they were like, the people got turned into bricks too.
But so then the entire time you're just murdering these
not
these
putting any
people.
Not putting any thought into the fact that you're going around punching the blocks for the entire game.
Yeah. So it's where it's a similar kind of thing, but it's kind of the opposite, where you're trying to save these people, and Mario is just a dick who's destroying them for coins.
Yeah. Also,
Sonic has attitude. Another reason why he's better.
While we're talking about Mario, I have like no patience at all for like the people that want to discuss the merits of Mario versus Sonic.
Oh, me neither.
That's like, you can always tell like the shit.
Oh, you knew I was joking before when I said that's why Sonic is better, right?
Yeah, I know. I was just kidding. I lifted my hand to scratch my nose because I thought I was safe and I felt right into the goal.
Yeah.
But and that's the most evil thing in the world too, is that they say goal, and then when you touch them, it's over. It's like, it's not your goal at all.
Yeah.
Someone get on that, translators. But
I take it back, Sonic of America.
Oh, what?
You didn't have any coins.
But I jumped on him.
Watch out for that fireball.
Thank you. I was gonna say, you can always tell, like, when you listen to like game podcasts and stuff, it's always like the editors who were kind of growing up like in the late 80s, where they had like a lot of like schoolyard fights about, like, you had the kids with Super Nintendos who had the Mario and the kids with Genesis that had the Sonics. But like, even though I grew up with Sonic mostly, I had some Mario games, but it was sort of like, it was past all that. So like, I never really bothered to compare the two. Like, I had Sonic 3 and I had Mario 1, and to me, like, the difference was like, Mario can't run backwards. Because Mario 1 wouldn't let you go to the left. And like, that was pretty much all the thought I put into it.
Here's the thing, is that I understand why those arguments happened, because Sonic was legitimately like made to be a competing product with Mario.
Right. And they're
and that's how he was advertised. Like, he's got dude.
Yeah, they had those Genesis does what Nintendo don't commercials.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But like, so I understand why those arguments would happen with people from that era, but it's kind of like a pointless thing to compare things that just because they came out sort of near each other.
This is why I hate this fucking level. There's so many ways that you can just get randomly sort of crushed by things. That was ridiculous. Sorry.
Hey, don't worry about it.
I was gonna say, it just bothers me, like, anytime like a new Sonic game is coming out, and I've been interested because the Sonic games have been getting better in recent years.
They have, haven't they?
Which is the whole reason kind of that I wanted to do
this. The last 3 Sonic games have all been, people have all said, like, this is the best Sonic game in decades. Like, wait, but you said about the last 2.
Well, they're getting better. So.
I know, but I think, like, when Sonic 4 came out, people were like, hey, this is a bright ray for Sonic. But then when Sonic Colors came out,
a month later,
everybody shat on Sonic 4, like, this is way better.
Oh,
and now Sonic Generations, everybody forgot about Colors and is like, this is the best Sonic game in a long time.
What is?
I'm just saying, it's kind of weird.
We're breaking our own rule of talking ahead of the games. Anyways.
I mean, we're just discussing Sonic in general.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it just really annoys me that anytime a Sonic game comes out in this day and age, there are still like the people who are around 30 who are like, I can't believe people used to like Sonic. It is so not as good as Mario. We all see that now in retrospect. Yeah. And I was like, no one cares, dude. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, I think I gotta stop talking about. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're rage dying.
Oh my god.
Hey, we have 2
I'm
continues.
getting careless.
We have 2 continues.
I can't believe that just happened to me. Alright. I'm gonna need you to do some more talking so I can focus on.
What were we just talking about so I can talk more about that?
I think we should get the topic of conversation closer to what's happening on the screen.
Okay. I can do that.
Rather than getting angry at pretend, like, imaginary concepts of people that like Mario more than Sonic.
Yeah.
Well, those people are real, but anyways.
I mean, we're not. Let's focus our rage on one particular person.
Let's get mad at how you can get crushed in Spring Yard Zone.
Yeah, I mean,
like these. And this is also the worst thing ever because, again, it's like so not what Sonic is good at. Like this right here, this is like the elevator section of Mass Effect.
Right.
You're like, fuck you, crab meat.
I like those elevators.
That's another one. Those crabs are called crab meat.
That laugh sounded weird and fake, but it wasn't. When I heard it back in my headphones.
Well, you're a very disingenuous individual.
Yeah, no, I don't care about anything or anyone. Yeah, but I think that
if golden rings are all you care about, then that's what you'll receive. Fuck you, crab meat. I'm sorry. I'm using bad language, but I'm not doing it. Oh God, I almost crushed myself.
But I keep on trying to say something about what's happening, but then you keep getting angry at crab meat.
And making weird Star Wars references.
Yeah.
Crab meat, don't do it. Okay.
Man, you suck at killing crab meat.
Crab meat. Oh.
Do you need to concentrate for a second?
No.
All right.
I just gotta do better.
All right,
I feel like I have to do the horrible thing of defending yourself by going like, no, seriously, guys, I'm usually way better at this game. It's hard because I'm...
But the truth is you're not.
I am.
Didn't we spend the first 2 acts talking about how you're not?
I certainly didn't get a game over in Spring Yard Zone. Give me a little more credit.
Just so you know, the recording's still going good.
All right. Sweet.
Oh yeah, but the thing about slow Sonic, it's that, like, I'm fine with if Sonic wants to go and do some platforming stuff, I'm fine with it. But they have Sonic Team has a really bad habit of making all their platforming stuff really slow. Like, it's slower than platforming should be, which is about trying to be agile and navigate obstacles. But there's a lot of waiting in Sonic platforming.
Well, I think...
Especially Sonic 1.
I think it's more Sonic 1. I think when we get to Sonic 2 and 3, you'll see it gets a lot better.
No, I've played them, I know. But it's still weird that they're so good at having fast levels without platforming, but as soon as you add any kind of platforming puzzles, it just slows right down when it has an opportunity to be much faster.
Really, I have no opinion on this because right now, for the purposes of this Let's Play, I'm living in the past right now. So as far as I know, this is the only Sonic game that's ever been created. I don't know what you're talking about.
Living the Past, song by Jethro Tull, really good song. Love that flute.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Jethro Tull is?
This is the only... You invented the cotton gin.
No, he invented the
It was cotton gin.
No, it was Eli Whitney. Oh, Eli Whitney invented the cotton gin.
That's right. Wait, what did Jethro Tull do?
He invented the not the McCormick Reaper. That was McCormick. It's something to till fields.
Oh.
It was a field tilling thing.
He invented the field tiller.
Sure. It was some kind of thing like that, but Eli inventor of the Eli Whitney, inventor of the cotton gin and the interchangeable interchangeable machine part.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, agricultural historian.
Yeah, well, that last part was about guns because he did it with the Colt pistol.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't listening.
He was the inventor of mass production, Kyle.
I thought that was Henry Ford.
No, he was the inventor of, or I guess the popularizer. Is that a word?
Nope.
He was responsible for the popularization of the production line.
And how would you relate that to Sonic the Hedgehog?
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog he rarely uses it, but he has a Colt 45 in his pocket.
Fuck. I need some concentration for this boss.
Okay.
This guy, it used to be really hard for me, but I think I've nailed down how to beat him really easy, so. Nope. But see, now I'm getting nervous because we got the recording going.
You got the yips.
Ugh. Oh man, I'm doing so bad.
You can do it. You still got this. Hey.
Yeah.
You still got this.
Thanks, bud. Oh!
You idiot. I was so supportive and I just went right back.
Oh, that was no good.
It wasn't that bad. Just get 100 coins. Get that life back. No worries.
It's just... It's real easy to underestimate how much harder it makes things when it's like, when it feels like you're one shot.
Will it make you feel better if you sing What I Got by Sublime all the way through?
No. Oh, wow. Really?
That was a weird hole.
I can't believe they're going to make me go into this boss fight with no rings. That's ridiculous. Oh, okay. Oh. Let's go with this thing.
Can you do that? Can you go into a boss fight with invincibility?
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna last long enough.
No.
No.
I love that song though.
Yeah, it's nice music.
You know what I like? I really like the running shoes noise sound.
I hate that.
I love it.
Wait, when it just makes the music faster. Like whatever music is playing, it just starts playing faster.
No, it does have it does in most Sonic games, but in one game it had a theme and it was really good.
I think you're thinking of the Invincibility theme from Sonic Adventure. Because I think we had this conversation before.
We did have it before,
and
you said the same thing.
The fact that I even know that shows that we talk about Sonic way too much.
Yeah, this isn't... We're not playing this ironically. Are we?
No.
Okay.
I like Sonic.
Yeah, me too.
Dude,
You want to play,
I was explaining
a bunch of
to you
games about it in a row?
Sure. I mean, I'm not going anywhere for the rest of the night.
No, me neither. You got it. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I feel as good as I can, considering that I got a game over on Spring Yard Zone.
Just so you know, when you backed off on the mic, you got real quiet. So I don't know if it's just the mic or if it's picking up poorly, but...
Listen, Keith.
Stay up on it. That's all I'm saying.
Keith.
Do you want to fight about this?
Keith.
Yeah?
I just got a game over in Spring Yard Zone, okay? Like, I think I have enough on my plate. I don't need you on my ass about volume levels, okay? These guys are called Grinder, by the way.
That's not bad. He's one of the... Wait, Grinder's one of the robots in The Adventures of Sonic and Tails.
Yep.
That is a cartoon show that apparently
the far lesser of the two Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons from the 90s.
What was the other robot's name?
Cluck.
Cluck, right, because he was like a chicken.
Yeah.
And they were both kind of, they were funny characters because they weren't very bright.
Yes. Thank you, Keith. This is my least favorite level in the game. And it's also my least favorite music in the game, which those two probably have a lot to do with each other.
Yeah, a lot of what I like about Sonic is how great the music is. There's a lot of great music in Sonic.
There's no denying that that's a large part of it, but I don't see any problem with that because it's good music.
I feel like
I actually take it back. The last level is my least favorite level.
There are a lot of really bad 8 and 16-bit musics from the early Nintendo and Sega eras, but there are a couple games that really stand out as great music. A lot of people just didn't know what they were doing, but specifically Sonic and Zelda and some Mario.
I believe the music for like all the first 2D Sonics were all done by the same person. I cannot remember his name, unfortunately.
It's probably Japanesey.
I believe it's something Matsuda. Or I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna say random Japanese names. Be like, I think it was pretty. It was Shigeru Miyamoto, right? He did the music for the Sonic games.
I was just about to say that.
Or was that Hideo Kojima? Why am I stopping at every air bubble? It's unnecessary.
Oh, no, it was Miyazaki did it. He did it.
Oh.
He made the music and then he went and did Spirited Away.
Okay, thank you.
That's a great movie.
I don't disagree.
I don't care for your opinion. I hate that. I always die on that.
I hate that. That is the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Man, this is a really slow level.
Yeah. Welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Keith.
Whatever. I can still understand how it was super popular.
Oh yeah, I mean, even these slow levels were actually a lot faster than a lot of the platformers that existed at the time.
Yeah.
It just seems like I guess my main problem with Sonic 1 is just more that the first level is so good.
Sonic 1 killed your family.
Yeah, so
you hold a grudge.
That's really where it went bad for me, is when Sonic the Hedgehog 1 killed my family.
I was kind of peeved when that happened.
Yeah, exactly. God, I can't. Get
some air. There you go.
I walk into bad stuff a lot. But I was just saying, it's disappointing that Green Hill Zone is so good while the rest of Sonic 1 is kind of mediocre.
Yeah, Green Hill Zone really is a great level. Like, we were talking the other day about how they should stop putting that level in every game, but it really is like the shining moment of Sonic 2.
No, that's what everyone says. It's just like all Sonic was the first level over and over and over again. I think there's...
No, that's what it should have been, was the first level over and over again.
I think that's a bit harsh.
No, there's some good levels.
Yeah.
I don't know. This level has some clever stuff about it, like the floating rocks that go up and down that can crush you.
That's cork.
Whatever. It looks like rock.
Though
they didn't really have textures down in the early 90s.
It looks like cork to me.
I'm unfamiliar with what cork looks like, except for when it's on the top of...
You don't know cork?
I don't know cork.
Corky from Life Goes On?
Corky Romano?
That's all I have.
From Corky Romano?
Just pausing for a second.
Where are we?
We're in the Labyrinth Zone.
Right.
It's underwater. Or there is water involved.
Kyle,
you know what?
You've played more video games from this era than I have.
Uh-huh.
You had a Genesis.
I
didn't
did.
have a Genesis until much later. I don't even remember having a Genesis. I think you're making that up.
I got a Genesis basically in like the last year that they put out Genesis games.
Right.
Like it wasn't like I was in.
I had a Saturn. Is that what you're thinking?
No, you had a Genesis 3, I remember. Or maybe you were borrowing it from one of your cousins.
I think I might have been borrowing it from my cousin.
Oh, balls.
Because I definitely didn't own one ever.
Okay.
But I did own a Saturn. That was a mistake. I did.
Yeah. Did you have Sonic R?
I don't think so. I had a couple sports games.
Okay, well, can't wait to show you Sonic R.
All right. I'm pumped.
Because it's terrible.
I'm less pumped now. I thought maybe it was a hidden gem.
No.
No?
Though it is on the... All right, I can't. It's on the Sonic Gems collection, so someone seemed to think that they could get away with calling it that.
That's pretty funny.
Uh-oh.
You better not die.
Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't... This is the worst way to go. Like,
oh, God, that was great.
When you drown standing on a pile of bubbles, that's the worst.
I've done that so many times.
I still... You know what? I still can't figure out what these bubble things are supposed to be. I don't know if they're just...
If there's one thing in Sonic that doesn't make sense, those bubbles.
No, let's really examine this. I'm like, where are these bubbles coming from? It's so bizarre. It's like, you know.
I mean, I get the caterpillars.
Yeah.
And I get the floor is lava.
Well, no, it just makes sense. It's, Dr. Robotnik is using, evil processes to change woodland creatures into robot animals. Because, he can't just make robots.
You know what it is? There's a big clam under there.
I'm just saying, why couldn't Dr. Robotnik just make his own robots? Why did he need the animals?
Because they provide their own source of energy.
Ooh. No, they'd have to eat. Oh, man.
Not anymore. Not robots.
I can't argue with that logic.
I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't think there's anything to be gained from analyzing the plot holes of an early 90s Japanese video game.
No, you know how they put out those Star Trek manuals that have all the
that explain everything
that explain all the technical aspects of the Starship Enterprise? I want that for Sonic.
I'm sure you and some other dude will buy it.
Well...
Oh, wait, you're right. So what I was going to say was you played more video games from this era than I have.
Uh-oh. Oh, no!
And I think you're better with contextualizing video games in the proper time that they came out than I am, but only because you're more familiar with this time. How did this game look in comparison with other video games that came out?
Well, I mean, this was, for all intents and purposes, this was the first 16-bit console that came out, because the Super Nintendo...
So it looked a whole 8 bits better.
It looked a whole 8 bits better.
Or if you want to look at it this way, twice as good.
I mean, that's the whole purpose behind the Genesis does what Nintendo don't commercial. When they were saying...
God, what a fucking great catchphrase.
I know. But when they were saying Nintendo in that, they didn't mean the company. They meant they were the system Nintendo. because that's what they called the NES at the time. Because I mean,
like they weren't trying to say that Nintendo wasn't ballsy enough. Like they won't do the dirty work.
They won't make a character who will tap his foot impatiently when you don't move.
I love the concept of a video game character, like a silent video game character who is ostensibly like he's a cartoon, trying to portray attitude.
Though it's true though, because like Sonic he had an attitude, I guess, because he kind of looked slightly angry and tapped his foot. But like other video game characters of the 16-bit generation that tried to be edgy, it was like they were wearing a leather jacket with like giant sunglasses and stuff. Like a lot of them went way over the top. But no, but Sonic was the launch game. It was the pack-in game for the Genesis. And I mean, like at the time you had things like Super Mario 3 and stuff. Like when you put any NES game next to Sonic the Hedgehog, it looks amazing.
Sonic does.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, and I was going to say like, but Sonic, it does look really good for a game that came out during that time. But then I was like, wait, does it? I can't remember.
It was, yeah. I mean, obviously there were arcade games that looked a lot better, but for a home game, because the NES. Right. The NES had a long life.
Imagine a time where arcade games looked better than home systems.
Yeah.
Like, if that were the case now, I can't even imagine.
I don't know, man. Need for Speed Drift looks pretty sweet.
In an arcade? I haven't seen it in an arcade.
I mean, never mind.
Yeah, that went over my head. I get it now, but I didn't get it.
No, we saw it. We went to the D-Box movie theater, and Need for Speed Drift was there.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
I think we played it. Or maybe not. I don't think I wanted to spend money on that piece of garbage, but... Why have I done this to myself? Oh, man.
You know what's a bummer? This is another thing about video games that aren't Sonic.
Which is great because that's the topic of this Let's Play. Things that aren't Sonic. That's what this is about.
No, this is relevant because it's video games. Everywhere that I know that used to have a Crazy Taxi machine, they're getting rid of their Crazy Taxi machines.
Well, I mean, that's because it came out on the Dreamcast. I mean, that's been done. Everyone has their home version of Crazy Taxi now.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I really want it.
Ring, Slowdown. Come on. Oh, my ring is gone.
You gotta get some bubbles.
This is looking
Wait
bad,
for bubble,
folks.
There you go. No, you got it. Yeah, well. But it does... This game doesn't look... Like, there are a lot of games that came out back then that I can't even... That's nuts. There's a lot of games that came out.
There were a lot of games that came out.
No, but
Video game historian Keith Cartwright.
Like, I can't... It's really hard to play them because of whatever art style... If you can call a video game that came out back then having an art style.
Oh, come on. Don't go that far. That's a little harsh.
What, saying that they don't have art styles?
Yeah.
Some of them don't.
What? That's not...
All right, fine.
I think...
They're hard to play because it's hard to understand what the different things mean.
To be fair, a lot of those games were just straight up bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a lot more just bad, like low-quality games that came out in the 8 and 16-bit generations.
Right. But I'm just saying that like there are a lot of games that I can play from way back when, where I'll look at it and I'll think, oh, how far we've come. But a lot of the times it doesn't even I don't even consider that when I'm looking at a Sonic game, because it's kind of holds up nice. Mm-hmm. That and Chrono Trigger are the two games that I look at and I'm like, yeah, it still looks pretty good. Yo, dog, get that bubble.
It's the weirdest noise to make ever. Because that's what it sounds like when I breathe.
Well, when you breathe in a bubble underwater, you know, when there's a giant air bubble underwater, slowly moving to the surface,
right? And then you say,
gulp it up. Is that the chupacabra?
Yeah.
Oh man,
El Chupacabra being a chicken.
Cocorico, cocorico.
No, he said.
I know, but that's his regular call.
Oh, I see.
It's Cocorico. That's the funniest thing in the world. A thing that
Look at this slowdown. This is so gnarly, and I don't even understand why it does that in this part of the level. Like,
Things move slower underwater.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean slowdown in terms of
the frame rate.
Low frame rate.
I saw that.
But, of course, in 2D games, low frame rate means the game itself actually slows down.
Right.
It's kind of a boner killer when you're playing Sonic. It's all about the speed.
Yeah.
Sorry
I hate when I lose my boner while playing Sonic.
I can only come when I'm going fast.
Man, that was... What'd you do?
I pushed a button and then this conveyor belt started going the other way.
Okay, I thought that was a mistake that you made. All
right, we cannot let this devolve into making weird random noises like that. That is what
no
we
more
can't
of that.
do.
Man, but
I was like, that's what we can't do. You're right, I agree. And then we just sit there in silence, like, I don't know what.
There's nothing.
We got nothing
else besides El Chupacabra.
We got everything we had to say out in the first 30 minutes of the Sonic generation.
Yeah.
we will let 28 years of Sonic.
We'll let the next 19 years of Sonic go by in silence.
Ugh.
This is a long level.
Yeah, I hate this fucking level. Also, it's not a labyrinth. I don't know why they called it that.
It looks kind of labyrinthy.
Did they just not know what... Oh. And this is the shittiest boss battle ever.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks okay.
See...
You gotta get away from that water, man.
It's actually really easy once I figured out that I didn't have to go fast and hit Dr. Robotnik, like you just have to get to the top. But for a while when I would play this, I thought I had to like catch up to him.
Would you like restart it if you weren't doing well?
No, I would just die because I'd go too fast and then get hit by things.
Wow. That didn't seem so bad.
That was a boss fight. No, it's just a stupid boss fight.
Is it possible to kill him?
No. Well, I would assume not.
Not for you, at least.
Thank you.
That was good. I'm glad that you're still doing weird noises.